I absolutely love watching these items just flow in here now. This is such a cool system. Not to mention it's actually pretty fast. What's going on, guys? It is Kilodrone, and welcome back to some more Minecraft here on the Solo series. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back over here at the squid farm that we have been working on for the last few episodes. And I'm hoping that today we'll actually be able to finish up this project. But first, I want to actually take you guys over to a redstoning testing world. That way I can show you guys some of the things that I want to implement into this farm. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head over there. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back and we are over here in our redstone testing world, and the first thing that I want to add on to our squid farm is a way to stop the hopper minecarts. This is going to be a relatively simple redstone circuit, but it's going to be incredibly important because what we need is we need to turn off these hopper minecarts whenever we leave the farm. That way the hopper minecarts will not break by us unloading the chunks or by us logging out or anything like that. And instead, all of these hopper minecarts will just go back and forth, and whenever we switch it off, it will be stopped on a break. So this is actually a pretty simple design here. All we have to do is take some redstone repeaters running into a block, take some redstone dust, and hook it up to a lever. And that will flip it on. And as you can see, these hopper minecarts will go back and forth indefinitely until we come and we switch the lever off. And now whenever the hopper minecarts come back, they will stop right there on that incline and won't go any further. So that is the first part of our build that we have to do, but the second part is I don't want to have to climb down in the squid farm in order to switch this thing on and off. So we also need a way to switch this circuit on from the surface way up here. So if I were to put a lever down, we need to be able to switch this guy on and off from somewhere way above. So I have a circuit that I'm going to go ahead and build for that, and I'll bring you guys back in just a second. Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are back, and I now have the second circuit in, and this is what is known as a torch cascade. Basically, what this is going to allow us to do is send a redstone signal from the top down to the bottom. This is very different from a torch ladder or a torch tower, because those only allow you to send redstone signals upward and not downward. This one's slightly different because it has a redstone dust right here that allows us to invert these torches all the way downward, and I can shut this thing on and off. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm actually going to build a pretty simple design for this real quick, just to kind of show you guys how to make this. And it's probably best if you make it from top down, because that's just going to be a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a elevated block like this. And what you're going to do is have a redstone dust on top of the block. And this is the dust that you're going to power. In fact, you can even switch this out for a lever if you need to. But anyway, you're going to have a redstone torch on the side of that block, and then on the bottom of that redstone torch, you're going to place 2 blocks down and break the block above. Then you're going to place a redstone dust and do the exact same thing. Place another redstone torch, go 2 blocks down just like so, break this, redstone dust, and this is how you can send a redstone signal down in your world. So anyway, guys, that is a pretty simple tutorial there for a redstone torch cascade. But anyway, I'm going to implement this into our world in order to turn the squid farm on and off. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back, and I now have the torch cascade added into our survival world here, ran all the way up to the top up there, as well as I went ahead and added in the circuit down here in order to stop all of the hopper minecarts. So this entire system is set up, and we shouldn't have any more issues with our farm breaking due to the hopper minecarts just stopping or jumping from track to track or duping rails, as they've tend to done a couple of times as well. So that system should be completely hooked up. Also, you'll see a couple other changes here. First off, I now have an item elevator hooked up here on the left side of the farm. This is actually hooked up to where that chest used to be on this side. And what I'm going to be doing in the rest of today's episode is actually setting up a secondary item elevator on the other side of the farm. That way I can show you guys how to do these, because these are slightly different from the water elevators that we've done in the past. in that they don't use water. Instead, they use glass and block physics in order to move items upward. So I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to head down there, and I have some things already set out for us, showing you guys how we're going to set this up. So let's go ahead and head down here. And you guys will remember that we have hoppers set up on this end to pick up the ink out of our hopper minecarts. Once it drops it into the hoppers, I now, instead of having a chest, have the ink running into a dropper, as you can see here. Let's go ahead and take out that cobblestone. That does not need to be there. All right, so there we go. We have a dropper full of ink. So now what we need to do is have the dropper actually drop out some of its items into a water stream. That way we can move them along. So what I'm going to do is just set up a simple circuit here that will do exactly that. Now, I've used this circuit before. I actually have a tutorial on my channel for this dropper circuit. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll try and remember to put an iCard on screen here so you guys can go and check that out. But basically, all you have to do is you're going to want to, and maybe it'll even be better for us to do it on this side instead, just because we'll have a little bit more room. So let's go ahead and take a redstone comparator and bring it out of the side of the hopper like this, or dropper like this. Then what you're going to want to do is place a block down, place a redstone dust on top of that block, and then put another block right here. So you have kind of a diagonal circuit at this point. Next, what you're going to want to do is get yourself a redstone repeater, take it out of the side of this block, and then run some redstone just like so into this comparator. And basically what this is going to do is, as long as there are items inside of this dropper, it will continuously tick until it is completely empty. So now all we have to do is actually set up some water streams. So I'm going to place an andesite there, a little bit there, cobblestone there. This doesn't necessarily have to be pretty. It just has to function, because we're never going to see this section of the farm ever again. In fact, I might actually want to add a torch back here. Let's go ahead and make some sticks. Use a little bit of coal. I probably want to set some torches back here just so that mobs aren't spawning. Get out of here, stupid ink. I have enough of you. All right, so I'm going to place a block like this. And then I guess we can just kind of wall all of this area in for the most part, because we won't need to be back into this area. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of ice. That way we have some water sources. Place the ice like so and break it. And now we're just going to let all of the items flow until the end. Then we're going to break a piece of stone here, and we're actually going to put down blue ice instead of regular ice, because items move across blue ice faster than they do across regular ice. Then what I'm going to do is take a sign, place it on the side like this. That way it stops the next water source from running backwards. So now I'm going to set down another water source, and there we go. And we're just going to do this all the way until we get to where the next item elevator needs to be. So a little bit of blue ice, do ourselves a sign, do ourselves some ice. There we go. Wrap around this corner, do the same exact thing, do some blue ice, do a sign. And then we're going to put ice here, but we're actually not going to break this quite yet, because I want to set a sign right here in order to stop the water, because we want the items to basically shoot out of here and then fall into this hopper. So we're actually going to set a sign, that way the water doesn't kind of flow down into it. So now we're going to put our last piece of ice down just like so. And there we go. We now have the water flowing in here just like this. So now all of your ink should theoretically end up on this hopper, which is exactly what we want. Now, as you can see, we actually have another dropper set up here, and we're going to do something very similar, but kind of different. So on top of this dropper, what we're going to do is we're going to build up with glass in a 3x3 area all around it. Actually, I need that ice. Give me that ice, please. I don't need to be losing that. Let's go ahead and build up with glass just like so in a 3x3 area. That way we know where we cannot build. So just like so. Now basically, as you saw there with that andesite, any items that are spit out by this dropper are going to check, okay, where can I move next? Well, it's like, Okay, this block is filled. Can I move here? No. Can I move here? No. Can I move here? No. Oh, I can't move anywhere. Well, let's go ahead and try up. And basically, it will find upward as its first block available for this block to, or for this item to sit. And this is how we can manipulate the blocks to actually go upward through this glass. So the last thing that we actually need to do here for hookup is get this dropper to do the exact same thing that our other dropper is doing. And that's just set up a simple circuit to have this thing, as long as it has items in it, to drop out the items. So that is what I'm going to do here. Once again, I am just going to take some blocks. I'm going to take a comparator output, like so, into a block, like so. And then on top of this block, we need to run a piece of redstone, which I don't know that I can actually reach that. Let's just dig up here a little bit. And, are you kidding me? All right, let's go ahead and place down. Ooh, that is a problem. This is going to interfere with the exact same system that I have set up over here for the other side of the farm. So maybe we'll do this in a slightly different direction. So let's tear this up a little bit, and let's do it out to the side instead. So same exact system, just gonna relocate it. So we're gonna do a block here with a redstone dust on top of it like that. And I believe I placed a redstone in an area that there doesn't need to be redstone. And then we can break this piece of glass right here and replace it with a solid cobblestone block. And then we can do a repeater out like so, and then run our redstone right around like this. Once again, we have a clock, and as you can see, all of the items are being spat out. Now, I am missing what looks like to be a block on this side. Yeah, we're missing a block of glass. So if this is not a 3x3 area all the way up of solid blocks, then it will do this. It'll just spit out of the side here. So you have to have it 3x3 all the way up. So what I'm going to do, place this, and as you can see, all of the items are being shot directly up now, which is absolutely perfect and is exactly what we want. Let's go ahead and take some cobblestone here, and let's see if we can get up. I gotta find a way around. Actually, I need to put a piece of cobblestone or something there as well. And I think if I place a block here, we are safe. That's not going to mess with any of the redstone or anything. And up we go. And I'll remove that block for now and just fill this in. And now we are done. All we have to do is fill this in with white stained glass all the way up, and we will have ourselves a successful item elevator system. Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to fill all of this in. And then after this is filled in, we will set up the collection system up at the top. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back and we are up here on the surface now, and I have all of the glass ran right up to this spot here. And now all I need to do is build up a little bit more on each side. And once we get to the top, we're going to have to set up a water source to flow in order to get items out of this system. So let's go ahead. Ooh, looks like I'm actually out of the white stained glass. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit of that stuff. And let's see, is there a way that I can get up still? Perfect. Just like so. And I'm going to build up on all sides just like this. And we're just going to build this all the way up to the top for the most part until we are at the top of our collection system here. So like this, and then we will need walls around here, like so. And there we go. Now all we're going to do is at the top up here, I'm going to break these two glass pieces just like that. I'm going to take a piece of ice, make some water, and as you can see, the water is going to flow this way. So now whenever items end up at the top up here, it will actually be in a water source that is flowing and will send the items right into these hoppers. Once again, the water is being held back by a sign right there. Now all I'm going to do is cap this off with some prismarine slabs. Reason that I do this is because whenever items come flying out of this elevator, sometimes they will just shoot off way away, and sometimes they'll like end up hitting this wall over here. So I put in kind of a lid on it. It keeps all of the items inside of this system. And I think this is actually the entire squid farm done for the most part now. Let's go ahead and let's flip our handy dandy lever, whatever this thing is called, over here. That will start the mine carts running back and forth, picking up all of the ink, as you can see there. We saw some of the ink be picked up anyway. I wonder if those hopper mine carts are actually full. That would be kind of crazy if so. Let's go ahead and eat real quick as well. It does look like not all of the ink is being picked up though, so I'm assuming that those hopper mine carts are indeed filled. But as you can see here, we now have 2 tubes inside of this area that is just shooting out ink as fast as it can possibly go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we now have all of our ink ending up here in the farm, and we actually don't need to head down here ever again unless we have to do like maintenance for some reason, but I don't think that will ever be needed. Let's go ahead and set up a couple of iron trap doors, just like so. I want 2 of these guys because these are going to blend a little bit better than the wood trap doors would, so we'll put those there. And then I guess I'll set up some stone buttons. Do I actually have any stone anywhere for me to do that? Even wood buttons wouldn't be bad, but I would rather it be stone, just because it's going to look a little bit nicer. And I believe stone stay powered for a little bit longer than other things. Do I not have any stone in this area? Good lord. I have used up some stone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hey, there's a stone. There's one. We need another stone. Do I have a... I know I have a shulker box around here with stone. Aha! Perfect. That'll work. Let's just take this out and then make 2 stone buttons, just like so. And I think I should be able to place them on top of this. Of course I can't. Let's get some slabs down like that, and then... Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's what we want. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for this farm. I absolutely love watching these items just flow in here now. This is such a cool system. Not to mention, it's actually pretty fast. We're still getting the ink pretty much just as fast as we were getting it down below. I thought we were going to have some efficiency issues with actually filling up this. I thought that the droppers wouldn't be able to keep up, but it seems like it's doing a pretty darn good job. And also the ink down at the bottom is now being picked up slowly but surely. So that is nice to see. But anyway, guys, I think that is it for the squid farm at this point. I don't think there's anything left for us to do around here other than some cleanup, which I will work on off camera. But hey, that's going to be it for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day.